And here's the old grist mill, which has become a museum today. And here it is, the day that it was dedicated, National Trails Day 2010. Looks exactly the same. Smoke Hole is a recreational area in West Virginia. PATC went there almost every year, and they would generally take a bus. In those days, PATC hikes could amount to 80 or 90 people. Sometimes they needed more than one bus. The bus was always from Capital City Transit, and the designated driver was almost always a fellow named Bill Mersch. Mersch liked PATC so much that he eventually joined the club and succeeded Frank Shirer as the supervisor of trails in 1940. Smoke Hole doesn't look anything like this today. It is heavily forested. Here they are crossing a river in the Smoke Hole area. The first crossing was obviously problematic, but they got it figured out in a few minutes. They didn't have Tevas and Crocs in those days. They had to cross in their bare feet, and they always were holding their shoes in their hands. Now here they've rigged up a line to make it a safer crossing. Eventually you'll see that they crossed in boats. As far as we can tell, Avery was not on this trip, one of the few times that we don't see him in the video. He had a little cloudburst that day. But they eventually dried out. There was a lot of interaction with local residents on this trip, both two-legged and four-legged. Here is the boat. Now that's the way to get across the river. PATC rarely missed a chance to swim, but it seems like it was usually the women who were in the water. They had a lot more fun than the men. Men would stand on the shore and throw rocks. After their hike, they had a picnic. Probably ice cream. Hand cranked, I would imagine. There's that woman again. Now this is a 4-man horse. They never passed up a chance to dance. PATC loved to dance, especially square dances. Whenever they got together, they usually found a music maker and a caller to call the square dance. It isn't exactly hiking clothes they've got on there. You do notice, too, that it was the women more than the men like to have fun and dance. This is the hike up Weaverton Cliff, which overlooks the Potomac River in Maryland, just 3 miles to the east of Harper's Ferry. It's one of the iconic viewpoints on the entire Appalachian Trail. Here's the first look from Weaverton Cliff. Note the coat and tie. Just can't be too careful of your tire. The cliff overlooks a very narrow defile. There's a road, there's a train trestle, and there's the C&O Canal, all trying to get through that area at the same place. There's a steam engine going through. There's Avery with his classic boxer shirt, leading the hike, of course. Here they are crossing the train track, headed for the C&O Canal and the towpath beside it. Here we have cut to another scene, Pine Grove Furnace and the Pine Grove Furnace cabin. We think this is the dedication day, the day that they actually opened the cabin. You can see that they've got brooms and all kinds of equipment to clean the place out. So we know that this scene was shot in 1934. There's Orville Crowder again, first president of Mountain Club of Maryland. We think this is Anna Michener, not sure. There is a cabin named after her, Michener Cabin in Pennsylvania, not very far from Pine Grove Furnace. Don't know what this woman is doing up in that tree, especially in a raincoat. There's Avery mixing some, looks like he's mixing concrete. Probably for the footings for the cabin. There's that woman again. Here they are carrying one of the mattresses into the cabin. This is a time-honored PATC tradition. We now have 40 cabins and they all have mattresses. Here's Avery. We think this is his dedication speech. He was famous for short dedication speeches and long-winded speeches in the annual meeting. This last clip is of the PATC expedition to Mount Katahdin. It was probably taken in the 1950s after Avery died. Avery died in 1952. It was Avery who decided that the AT would be extended from Mount Washington on north to Mount Katahdin. It was also Avery who formed the Maine Appalachian Trail Club and marked the entire AT through that state. Avery, Shirer, and two other men marked the entire AT through the 100-mile wilderness in 7 days.